What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to another video. So today I am so glad that I'm able to bring this video of my custom Lego Ebon from Knights of the Old Republic, the video game. That video game, I recently started playing it again, and it's kind of like the Millennium Falcon of the ship. It's like the Mantis of the game. It's like the headquarters for who you play as, and yeah, it's like their ship. So, I made the Stinger Mantis from Fallen Order, so I figured, why not try to make the Ebon Hawk, which is what this is called. It's a very unique shape, obviously, as you see. And so about 2 days ago, so I think it was like Tuesday, but Monday night I came up with the idea to make this, and I was like, alright, tomorrow I'm gonna make it. So Tuesday I started building it, and I pretty much worked all day long at it, just looking at reference photos, making sure I get every detail. And I pretty much finished up the front the first day, and then the second day I went in and made the back. So it took 2 days, very long process, but it was definitely worth it. So yeah, this is gonna be like the same format video that I made my Stinger Mantis video. Like that kind of style, where I'm looking at this as if it were a Lego set made by Lego themselves, which they would never do because Knights of the Old Republic is not canon anymore. But that's why I took it upon myself to make my own. This does come with minifigures as well, so let's just get right into it with the minifigures. So I guess we can start with the first one. We have Jolie. He is a Jedi Knight, and he joins the crew. By the way, like, these are all crew members, aka people that just like stay in the ship and accompany it. So if I were to make this set, I would want to put every single crew member in. I wouldn't skimp out. I don't know if Lego would do that themselves, but anyways, I pretty much just used this head from Saw Gerrera. It worked pretty nice. And then I kind of just threw together a bunch of different parts to kind of replicate his Jedi robes that he wears. And he does wield a blue lightsaber, so that's pretty cool. Next up we have this droid. He's supposed to be TK. He's kind of like a helper droid to kind of just, he kind of looks like an astromech. It was kind of hard to make his shape. I tried. I tried, and it doesn't look great, but it doesn't look horrid. So there's TK. Next up we have one of the main characters in the game, probably like the second most important character, Bastila. She, if you played through the Knights of the Republic games, she plays a very, very large role in the game. So this is what I came up with her design. Her color that she wears in the game, Lego does not make, at least for minifigures. So I kind of had to, get creative with it. I chose this tan color, which does work pretty well. It's pretty close to the color. And then just this torso. Her torso's so, there's nothing really like it in Lego. So, I tried my best, and I'm actually pretty happy with the result. Got Rey's head there, and then just a basic brown hair going on there. So next up, this guy is the main character. Now this will look different for pretty much every single player, because whenever you start off the game, you can choose from like a few different presets of like what your character looks like, and then as you play throughout the game, depending on if you're dark side, light side, whatever, your character's outfit will change and stuff. So this is just like a blue Jedi robe kind of thing I was going for, and I did give him like a little rebreather on his face, which is like you can add to these guys. And I went for the preset that has this kind of hair because, I have this hair. There's a preset that has that kind of hair, so I figured it'd work, and he does have a green lightsaber. So that is the main character. Doesn't really have a name because you also can name your character. So that is that. Next guy we have up is Zalbar. He's pretty much just a Wookiee. He does have a red vest thing on, but I don't have a Wookiee like that. There's not a Wookiee like that. But I do have him wielding his sword and you know, just a crossbow. I also added to his legs like a 1x1 brick to make it so he is taller than everybody else, because in the game he's a very tall Wookiee. So I just did that to make it more accurate. Next up we have Mission. She is a Twi'lek. She is besties with Zalbar. But so Mission, she's a Twi'lek, but she's a blue Twi'lek. I do not have an Aeosecura, so I was not able to make her blue. So I had to go with the next best thing, which is a green Twi'lek from, I think her name's Hera Syndulla. I forgot her name for a second. So that's what I went with, and it works. You know, just if you just forget the fact that she's green and just remember she's blue, I think it works. So yeah, there is Mission. Pretty nice, pretty simple. Next up we have Jahandi. This is a pretty interesting character. She was a dark side. Well, she was in the light side, then she fell to the dark side. Then whenever you come across her, she turns back to the light side and she joins your crew. I think I was able to get her outfit done pretty like the best I could, you know. By the way, all these parts were just for my extra parts. I did not take anything off of anything from a set or anything like that. So, you know, that face really works well. She does have like a little, I wouldn't even call it a ponytail, it's just like a piece of hair in the back of her head, but I don't have any hair piece like that, so this will have to work, but I think it replicates her pretty well, and she does have a blue lightsaber. Next up, the OG of the group, Cartho Nasi. He used to fight for the Republic against the Mandalorians, but I really think I was able to capture what he looks like very well like this. I mean, that hair is spot on. But yeah, he's a pretty simple dude. He is dual wielding 2 little blasters, and yeah, pretty cool. Next up, I believe this guy is like HK something. He is a assassin droid that you find. And I used all Marvel parts for him. So we got Iron Man's body and legs and Ultron's head, which I flipped over. Thought it worked pretty nice. His head should be red, but it works because he has red eyes, so. And I also made him a little bit taller. So that is that. I thought that worked pretty well. And then last, a part of the crew, we have Canderous. Canderous, you also find him pretty early on in the game. I'm not even gonna lie, I got him down with this. Like, Finn's torso worked perfectly for him. Got this face, gray hair, pretty simple, just tan legs. And then I did make this custom blaster for him. But yeah, so he used to be a Mandalorian, and he served in the Mandalore War. The war ended, then he kind of just did bounty hunting and stuff till you run across him in the game. He joins along in your crew. So those are all of the crew members. I would want to include all, what is that, 9, like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. There's like 10 of them. And that is a lot, but I mean, you know, go big or go home. It wouldn't be that Old Republic if you were missing one, you know. So on top of that, I would want to add some bad guys, obviously, because that's what LEGO always does. So first up, we have Darth Malak. I made this custom over a year ago, and I just love it so much. I think it perfectly represents Malak, like the best I could in LEGO form. So yeah, there's that. I'm glad I kept him together because now he has a purpose, you know, for the set. So Darth Malak, and then of course you can't have Malak without Revan. So I obviously don't have the Revan figure, the official one. And since I was using only parts for my minifigure bin of extra minifig parts, this is what I came up with. Yeah, it's not great, but you know, I tried. And that's that, you know. But yeah, so those are the minifigures. In total, it is 12 minifigs, which is a lot, but you know, it'd be like a one and done situation going on. So now, time to look at the ship itself, the Ebon. So like I was saying, this is like the main ship that the crew flies. And yes, so I decided that I wanted to make it. I made this 100% by myself, you know, no instructions, just going off of reference photos was the only thing I used as reference. And that's part of the reason why it took me for so long, you know, because I was just trying to get as many details as I could using the parts I had and stuff. So yeah, starting it out with the front, well, like the color scheme, first of all, is brown and gray. That's and that's what I stuck to, and I'm very thankful. Like, I had these gray parts that that they really came in handy. But yeah, so here's the front. It's the cockpit. Just have these mirror things going on for the visor, or I don't know what you call that, but you know, it's the cockpit. On the side here we have these details. Over here, some sort of, I don't even know, like these are just details that were in the photos that I added. I don't know what all this stuff is, but you know, if I saw it, I added it. One of my favorite parts is over here. If you look, I was able to add, I used a lot of illegal building techniques, you know, doing things that LEGO usually would not do, but you know, it's still things that worked with LEGO bricks. That makes it sound like I was using Mega Blocks. What I mean is, you know, in order to get that, I don't even know how to explain that shape, but you know, I had to like put studs places they usually would not go, you know, things like that. But in the end, I think that really looks nice, and it's very accurate to the ship itself. I don't even know what that is, but it's some sort of venting thing. And then on the side here, got some more, you know, just details. I don't know what these two brown things are, but they are a part of the ship, and they're a very prominent feature, so I had to add them. So I went through and, you know, designed them. Underneath here, there's like black, which is what it's like in the actual thing. And then over here it's the same. If you look at it from the top, this one goes out a little bit further, which is accurate to the thing, or the game. And then over here, there's just like a little flat piece. These are actually studs not on top, so that's the technique I went for that, and it helped me save a lot of bricks, honestly. And then if we look down the middle of the ship, there's this like black line that goes through, and that's kind of just some greebling that the ship has, so I added that on both sides. And so yeah, so the brown of the cockpit comes back, and then it hits the middle here. Also there's some, ooh, I just punched it. There's some more snot technique right here. And then we get here where there is a little turret. In the game you can't go inside this turret, which is why I added some clear parts, and I made it so it can 360 rotate, which is very nice. I'm glad I was able to implement that feature. But then taking a look on this side here, this kind of just goes this way, which was very hard to do. It was very hard to make it, you know, so it goes that way, you know, and I tried my best, and I think it turned out pretty well, because like I was doing it on top of this. But yeah, so that kind of just curves in here, and then we get to the side where there's some vents, or what, I don't even know, tubes. And then on both sides we have these little blasters. And then coming around back here, you see more of the brown that comes to the back, and it kind of like slopes down here into this more greebling kind of inside of the ship looking, you know, parts. And then on the back here we have these two gigantic engines, and then there's like this bar across it. I don't know why exactly that's there, but you know, I saw it, so I added it. Over here we have I don't even know what this is, but I saw it on the picture, so I added it. Have them on both sides. This ship is not necessarily symmetrical. It's symmetrical in some ways, but different in other ways. Like if you look over here, you know, this, I have some stuff down here, and it's different over here. That's because that's how it is in the ship. You know, it's not perfectly symmetrical in every aspect. But then we have these two like canopies coming over the engines that then lead down to these little bars that lead to the turret. And if we flip it over again, as you can see, just more of that greebling on the sides, the top. And then, yeah, the side there, the turret again. And yeah, that takes us back to the front. So that's pretty much a overview of, like, you know, the ship itself, the sizing and everything. We can actually go from the top here. This is a very large ship. Like, here's like my whole hand. Like, my whole hand doesn't even like come close to covering the surface of the ship, which I think is pretty cool. I mean, like, if I just like put a minifigure here on top, it's a pretty large ship. Also, I forgot to mention on the back here, it kind of like dips down and slopes up, which is very accurate to the ship. There's some like dark gray in there, which is what the ship has. So while I was building, since this ship is such a unique shape, design, you know, I had to do a lot of things in the inside, and I was starting to think, you know, I'd love to have an interior, but I don't know if I can, because, you know, I like stuff like that, just all this stuff I was doing, the snot techniques, everything, I was not sure if I was going to be able to have an interior, but in the end, I was able to find some space to make an interior, and actually, there, you can get into the cockpit. Let me just remove this piece. It's a little bit tough to remove. I tried to make it as easy as possible, but there we go. It just comes off like that, and then you can look in the inside. There's just a seat and a little, you know, control panel or whatever. So you can fit like probably like 3 minifigures in there or so, and then that just goes on like so. Very nice. And then if you turn the ship around to its side, I did make it so these panels can be simply removed, and in the inside there is a little interior right here with a bed and a chest and stuff, you know. You could actually fit a minifigure inside. You can find studs to stand on. You can fit them right in there. Close it up, no problem. So it is more spacious than it looks on camera. But yeah, so I was able to add that on that side. I tried, you know, making a wall covering up all the inside detail in there. There's a lot of inside hidden bricks that you don't see in this build. You know, it's what you gotta do to get a shape like this, or, you know, stuff like that. So on the other side, you just do the same thing, remove this panel, and it takes you to the inside. This is more just like a lounge area. Got like a little hologram thing going on, and you again can fit a minifigure inside. Got like a little basket or something. But yeah, so that is the inside and everything of the ship. I am beyond happy with it. You know, I really spent a long time making this, and like the fact that it was all just from extra parts. You know, my rule is, if I'm ever gonna make a custom like this, I never take parts off of existing minifigures I have displayed, and I never take parts off of actual sets. Because whenever I was like a little kid, I used to do that all the time, and you know, I've learned from that. Don't do that. So yeah, like I didn't even have to take anything apart from the mantis. So I'm very happy with this. I'm so stoked about it. So yeah, if LEGO were to make this, I think that this set would be priced at about probably like $200, just because it is a very large set, and it also has like 12 minifigures. So there's no way that they're doing anything less than $200 for something like this, especially with the amount of minifigures that you get. But yeah, I'm just, whew, you know, talk about building for a long time, your back will hurt. And you know, as a typical Lego fan, I built it all on the carpet. For some reason, I like building on the carpet more than I do like actually building on a table like this for some reason. But yeah, so if you guys did enjoy the video, make sure to hit like, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.